What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Forza Horizon 5 here in the autumn season of series number 2. Today we're going to be jumping into the last seasonal championship that we have for the autumn season, and that is going to be the Driving Home for Xmas seasonal championship. This is a cross-country championship, just so you're aware. But this will get you the Merry Christmas Forza link reward, which is like the little text communication that you can send. You can see the car restriction here is anything goes, and it has to be a B-Class 700. So I've got 3 cars set up. I should say 3 trucks set up, because this is cross-country. So I'll jump into that first one, introduce you to that, and then we will jump in and see what races we have for this event. All right, so here is the first truck that we're going to be using. This is the 2016 Chevrolet Colorado ZR2, and the share code for the tune along with the tuner's name that we're checking out will be up on the screen now. So we'll see if this Colorado can do pretty well on these cross-country events. We've used it before. I think it's relatively the same tune that we used before. It's the same tuner, and I don't think very much has changed. So we'll go ahead and jump into this race. Well, let's jump in and see what the races are, rather. All right, so let's see. We got sprint race, circuit race, and a sprint race. Very good. All right, photo final cross country. So let's jump into it. I see a decent amount of cars out here on the field. Makes me a little nervous. A lot of Bel Air, Hoonigan Bel Airs, which we just raced against in the Carol of the Bel Airs. That makes me real nervous how fast they're taking off. Obviously we were on the road, so hopefully the Colorado can do something. If they can't, as we get off-road, okay, apparently they can't take that turn very well. We just absolutely jumped over a few of them there. So, okay, I don't know how that works out like that, but you know, we'll take it. Apparently those can't take turns very well, it seems. So we're up in the first, though. They're right on our back. Oh, we need to brake a little bit more through there. There goes one up into first. We're gonna body him out of the way a little bit. So, and these, especially these cross-country events, you may have to, you know, put a little Rubbins Racing onto these Drivatars, because they will not give you any kind of mercy. Just a heads up. So again, and the Drivatars, or against Drivatars, do it. It's fine and dandy. Not really that cool if you do it to, you know, other players when you're doing online races. So just be wary of that. We are up in the first. They're not that far behind though, so hopefully we can maintain. I don't think we'll have any issues maintaining, because we can kind of defend if we need to. Kind of a perk of being up in first, I guess. Makes me nervous that we're getting into City Street here. It's just for a second, though. This is going to be... seems like a big old jump, though. It's a decent-sized jump. We've got a big old gap now. What happened? The Drivatars have fallen way behind us. I mean, I'm not complaining about it. Definitely, again, you need all the advantages you can get in these seasonal events. So, big jump there, good amount of airtime. And we're going to be driving into the stadium here to end out race number 1. And the stadium doesn't have any ice on it. That would have been fun if it did, like it does in free roam, but there's race number 1 done. The Colorado held really well together there, so not a bad option if you've got it. So 20 points there on the leaderboards, and we'll go ahead and jump into the next car, and I'll see you guys here in a second. All right, the next truck we're going to be jumping into is the Ford F450 Super Duty. This is supposed to be a really, really dominant cross-country vehicle, so we'll see if it can compete here in the anything goes category. as we take on the circuit race of the trial. The share code for the tune, along with the tuner's name, will be up on the screen if you want to check it out as well. But let's go ahead and jump into this circuit race. All right, Estado cross-country circuit. So this is kind of going into the stadium again. So it's like we've got Bel Airs galore again. Relatively the same set of cars. So we'll see what we can do here in our big ol' F450. We're already getting up on the inside, bumping a GTR out of the way. Let's get up past the Lancer. And now we just have 3 Bel Airs out here, Hoonigan Bel Airs, out here in our way, standing between us and first place. Big jump there. We could absolutely just body these guys out of the way, I bet. Ooh, hard on the brakes. I was honestly gonna just wait and run into the Bel Air, quite honestly. You're quicker to not go up, and you're probably quicker to avoid all these pins. I bet they slow you down, so if you're doing this and struggling, don't go up, because anytime you're in the air is time that you're definitely being slowed down compared to being on the ground. So we've got a pretty good lead here on the first race. I just realized the checkpoints pop in once you hit the checkpoint prior to it. I don't know that I've ever noticed that. I've always thought the checkpoints were just there. Let's see. You can't see that next checkpoint. There it is. Off in the distance. So that's interesting. I thought that the checkpoints were always there, but I guess not. I'm not going to make you guys sit through another lap of this, because we do have at least another half lap, but I'll wait until we get through the stadium just so you guys can see, kind of the path that I take. Once you go through the pins once, I guess it's going to be relatively quick to get through them again. But I do kind of go to the outside there just to avoid the majority of those, and then, the driver cars will take care of those as you need them. So I'll go ahead and jump towards the end of this race here in another lap. I'll see you guys in a second. All right, coming out of the stadium here on the last lap. This thing absolutely demolished the drivatars here, so definitely a good option. I would honestly pick this over the Colorado at this point, but if you've got the Colorado, again, it's not a bad car. This thing just absolutely kills it in cross country. So finished first there. I wonder how much of a lead we had on the drivatars. They still haven't come across. We had a 7-second faster lap time though. 10 seconds was second place. That's crazy. So we'll go ahead and jump into the final car that we're going to use and start that final event up. All right, so here's the final car that we're going to be using, or vehicle that we're going to be using. So this is the 2018 Mercedes-Benz X-Class. So we've gone from a mid-size truck to a beast of a full-size truck, back down to another mid-size truck here in this championship. The share code for the tune, along with the tuner's name, will be up on the screen now. This thing was an absolute cross-country warrior in Horizon 4, so we'll see if it can continue its cross-country legacy here in Horizon 5. All right, jumping into the Las Granjas cross-country. This is the last sprint race. Looks like we've got a terrible storm on our hands for this race. So we'll see how we can do. Looks like we're still dealing with the same field of cars, being all of the Bel Airs here, and then the Subaru, or the Lancer, and the GTR, and then there's a BMW Z4, the hatch on it, back behind us. But let's see how this thing can do here in the cross-country race. We're gonna... Oh, we just like pushed. Oh, we landed on it. Oh gosh. We were trying to make a Mercedes Mitsubishi baby, apparently. All right. Let's get going. We're moving up the 4th through there. That was a really bad turn. This thing's got quite a bit of understeer on it. The tuner on this one is the same tuner that made the Colorado tune. So definitely a tuner that I've used before plenty of times. So we'll see if we can make it back towards the front of the pack. The nice thing about these races is you don't actually have to come in first in all three of these races. You just have to be first in the championship leaderboard. Looks like one of the Bel Airs took a tumble. And with that, we're going to be able to move up to second because he slowed down one of the other Drivatars there. And I may just like come in second just to show you guys that you don't actually have to be in first place on these events. That was not a great turn. This thing has a wicked amount of understeer. So that's not great. We need to probably come at least third, I would imagine. This thing's not super duper great on these turns. Just a heads up. At least the way that I'm trying to drive it, it's not. The other ones were very much more smooth. So, but we are back up into second. Let's see if we can catch up to first at all. I don't know if we're going to be able to or not. Like I said, I'm going to come in second even if we can catch up to first, but it's more so a point of trying to show you guys that this thing is capable of finishing first. This jump may help us out. It may slow first place down quite a bit. It did, but it also slowed us down all the way. So we didn't get up to first, but that's okay. Again, we didn't need to, and this is a good way to show that you don't have to come in first anyway on all three of the races. So got second there. And then if we go through this, eventually it'll bring up the leaderboard. We got 16 points for coming in second, and then championship leaderboard here, we got 56 in total. That keeps us at first place on the championship. So if I hit continue, it'll take us into the reward screen here, and it'll unlock that Merry Christmas Forza Link cat. So there we go. Like I said, you don't have to come in first in the races. You just have to be in first point wise. So we'll go ahead and end the video there. I hope you guys did enjoy the video or found it helpful. If you did, definitely leave a like on the video. Definitely get subscribed for future Forza Horizon 5 content. This thing definitely has a supercharger on it. You hear that? Interesting. That's so weird coming from this, I guess. I would say I would steer clear of this. It may have just been the race and the weather conditions that held this thing back. But this particular tune has a lot of understeer. I'm not saying the car is bad in general, but just based off that last race, it's got quite a bit of understeer. It could have been the conditions again. It could have been just not necessarily fitting my driving style. But I would say go for the Colorado or the F450 if you've got either of them. But if you find some other car that works out better, definitely let us know down in the comments below. I do make these videos just to help you guys out and help out others, so you can always use the comments for that same purpose. But hope you guys do have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you in the next video.